this is Shirley Farrington. For most of you that watch my videos, you know that I'm a real estate agent and I work with rentals, lease purchases, lease with the right to purchase. Of course, I sell houses also. When I work with investors, they buy through me, and then I help them get their house ready for rent and oversee the project. If they're out of state and they can't do it, I do that. And then I place tenants in there. I do the screening and everything to get the tenants into the house, get qualified tenants in the house. Have a good record too. Out of 25 years, never had to evict anyone. And it's all about pre-screening them and getting the right ones in so that doesn't happen. That's not to say that sometimes people have to break a lease. Like when we went through the bad market, the real estate bust, when people lost their jobs right and left, I had a few people that had to go back home and couldn't stay in their house. So I handled a workout that way and worked it out with them. So while I worked it out with them, to help keep their credit good because of that, if you don't work it out with them or they don't work it out with the landlord, they can hurt their credit. So if they work it out with the landlord, then the landlord can give them a good reference when they leave. What I'm going to talk to you about today is hunting for a place to rent. That has got to be the most stressful thing. Prices have gone up, as you know. As soon as you call, finally get a hold of a leasing agent, the listing agent who is marketing it for rent, it's already gone. Or they never call you back for days and then you finally find out that it was already gone. I know that you know it's a real hassle, so I don't have to go over that. But I do rentals, private rentals, the ones that are on the FMLS, and I also do apartment locating. Because nowadays we got a lot of new apartments that are popping up here in Atlanta and have been for the past couple of years. And beautiful apartments and stainless steel and granite. I mean, all the luxury you would want. It used to be that people would say, oh, I want to rent a house or a condo because I don't want to have to pay that. I don't want to rent an apartment because I don't want to live in it, you know, with used carpet and laminate countertops, because apartments didn't put in all the granite and the stainless steel unless they were condo conversions that became rental buildings. But anyway, so everyone's really looking today for something that's got the granite and the stainless steel and the hardwood floors, not even the carpeting anymore. And the luxury apartments, which start about, for one bedroom, around $1,300 and up, are just awesome. So I want to tell you a little bit difference about renting an apartment versus renting a house or a private condo. For one, you might get the same quality in both, but first of all, with a private rental or even one that's on the FMLS, you're going to have to put a full month's rent down for security deposit, minimum. And if you have credit issues, you're going to have to put more down. With an apartment, it's going to be something like $500 down, sometimes $250 down. I don't mean down, I mean security deposit. But just $500, $250, maybe $600 versus a full month's rent. So that's a plus for the apartment communities. They both have the stainless steel and, you know, the hardwood floors and the upgrades, because everybody has to be competitive now. So that's the same. The other thing with an apartment community, you've got 24-hour maintenance. When you're in an individual owner who is owner managed, you don't know exactly when the owner-manager can get out there to do the repairs himself or herself, or hire a contractor to do it. So you have longer to wait. There are certain things that come up as emergencies, and then the law says that those things have to be taken care of right away. But a lot of owner-managed properties is what we'll call them. They don't know all the laws and the rules of what they are supposed to do to take care of tenants, because most of them are first-time landlords. So you have that hassle. If you're in a condo building for rent, you have the first month's rent that you have to pay down full to get in. You do have to handle hassle of the maintenance like we just talked about. And also, the amenities a lot of times are not for the tenants. Some of them are. The majority, I say, are. But there's always a conflict. The homeowners don't like renters. So there's always a conflict there. If the building is mostly owner-occupied, they are going to resent you even living there. They're going to resent you using their facilities. They just may shun you a little bit. I'm not saying there's anything going wrong, but they just aren't, going to be very nice to you. In an apartment community, everybody's a renter. So everybody just likes everybody. And it's a social thing. You have more social advantages when you live in an apartment community than you do in a condo. Because there's no events that they have in the condos. If there are, they're just for the owners who pay the HOA fee. So you don't have those activities that you get into apartment when you're in apartment buildings. So there's a lot to be said these days. Pluses, like 3 pluses, more for an apartment community than there are for private condo rentals or house rentals. It's lifestyle. It's how you want to live your life, of course. But I'm doing both. I can do both because I'm a licensed real estate agent, so I can do both. You have a lot of apartment locators out there that are not licensed, and if they're not under a broker, they don't have to be licensed. And you've got some issues there that you're going to have to be careful about. Somebody who's licensed is professional, actually, and if they have the experience behind them with the apartment management and the apartment locating, then they can be a plus to you. If they don't have that experience behind them as having been on site as an apartment manager, which I used to be, and also an apartment locator for 4 years to 5 years, then they're not going to have that experience either to fall back on, unless they're working for someone who is a experienced property locator who can guide them and coach them what to do. But you won't get the same professional service. And if somebody's unlicensed and they're an independent and they're not licensed, they can do apartment locating also. So it's a little side business that you could learn if you want to learn to get into apartment locating. And I do hold a class for that, so you might want to take that. My first one is a free seminar which just tells you all about it so that you can learn more about it and see if it is something you want to do and how you can make money at it. The other one is a workshop which really gives you the instruction. Like I said, if you're an independent, you're not going to have a broker. You're not going to have, and in fact, brokers really don't have anything to do with it. It's somebody who's licensed under a broker that has the experience for it. Well, I shouldn't say that either. There are a couple of great brokers who do or have been apartment locators, and a couple that still are. But anyway, so if you want to learn how to be an apartment locator, I mean, who couldn't use an extra $1,200 a month or $3,000 a month? You can do that with apartment locating. You have to be trained, so you do pay for the workshop, and then if you want ongoing coaching, that's the third thing, and you could even come in under my umbrella at that point or go out and do it on your own. So I hope this was interesting to you today, and look for some more of my posts. And if you want to come to the free seminar about apartment locating, let me know. Shirley Farrington, 678-294-6548. Talk to you later.